Hey everyone, and welcome back. So doing a news update today. Not too much to go over, but I think enough to warrant at least a quicker video than the last couple. The last couple may have run just a little bit longer than I usually like, but a couple of interesting announcements that I definitely didn't want to hold off on. So I'm going to actually do, let's see, I'm going to do the studio announcements first. I'm just going to mention these real quick. This one I wouldn't normally probably mention, but I mean, it is basically sort of a phenomenon this year, and that is indeed the Barbie movie getting a 4K release coming October 17th. So actually we're only like 2 weeks away from that. Actually less than that, a week and a half. Bit of a last minute announcement there. Actually kind of surprised it's coming out so soon, considering it's still showing in theaters. So I figured I'd mention that one real quick. But the one I'm actually pretty excited about coming November 21st from Warner Brothers is a 30th anniversary 4K release of The Fugitive. Movie starring Harrison Ford. Big fan of this film. Obviously, probably, I mean, it's a great film, but also because it was, obviously, it takes place in my hometown of Chicago. So there's a lot of nostalgia there, too. Has a 4K restoration of the film. Has the original 5.1 track, but it does have a brand new Dolby Atmos track, which is cool. Not super crazy about these 100th anniversary Warner Brothers covers that they're doing right now. I mean, this one isn't bad, but it's like, I really wish they would just use the original poster artwork. But anyway, and there also is a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook, which you can see right here. Steelbook isn't bad, but it's like, it doesn't really tell you much unless you know the film. And then finally coming to Blu-ray from Sony on November 14th is release of Short Circuit 2. And I know a lot of people have a lot of affection for this film, and it just seems like it kind of got lost sort of along the way. So I'm happy it is finally getting an official release. Or re-release. I think the first release may have been like one of their earlier releases where they were like on demand or something. I don't know, I could be wrong about that. But anyway, it's getting a new release due out on November 14th. And next up we have two new titles coming from Ronin Flex. It's been, I think, a while since they put out something, I believe anyway, since they put out some new releases on their own. First one, both Blu-ray releases, and I believe they're both also region-free. First one is the movie There's Nothing Out There from 1990 getting a new 2-disc set. It's got a new 2K restoration of the film completed this year by Ronin. And it is a 2-disc set. The first disc, obviously, of the movie, it's got a new commentary track with the director and some cast members, as well as a new commentary track with film journalist Heidi Honeycutt and Amanda Reyes, as well as never before seen an opening sequence, storyboards, and a lot of archival features, including there's a movie out there, interview with the director and editor, 40 Years of Cutting, interview with the editor, interview with actor Craig Peck, interview with the director, Copycat, a short film about the film's influence, 20th anniversary commentary with the director, plus one with the director and filmmakers Joe Lynch and Jeffrey Reddick, commentary with the director, and some other people. There's a lot of names here. Always got to be careful with names with me. Pre-production footage and video storyboards, behind-the-scenes rehearsal footage, original cast auditions, production stills gallery, animation test footage, deleted scenes, and a theatrical trailer. And then Disc 2 has a collection of 10 early short films from the director, made back in the 1980s, with new introductions by the director for each one. So for pre-order right now at the Ronin Flix website for $19.99. And then the other one that they're putting out, which I'm very excited about, from 2006 is the movie The Lost, based on the Jack Ketchum novel. And I don't think that's been released but it was on Blu-ray, I think once before, back in like the early Anchor Bay releases on Blu-ray, where I think it was literally like the movie only kind of thing. I don't think it's had another release then, but I could be wrong. But it is getting a new 2K remaster produced from a 4K scan of the original camera negative, a new 5.1 DTS audio track, as well as original stereo track. It's got a new audio commentary with the director and producer, a historical audio commentary with the late Jack Ketchum, moderated by writer Monica O'Rourke. Glad that's on there. I think that was on like the old Anchor Bay DVD from way back. Interviews with cast members, audition tapes, outtakes, storyboard sequence, and original Jack and Jill short film by the director. And so I'm excited. This is actually getting a Blu-ray release. Retails for $19.99. Retails for $29.99. Up for pre-order right now at the Ronin Flex site for $19.99. And it is region free as well. So both these releases are region free. Both of them are slated for later, sort of at the end of October 31st, in fact. But they may ship out a little bit early from Ronin. And next up from Kino, we finally got the details on their upcoming 4K release of Face Off, which I'm so happy finally got announced, or detailed anyway, because I was getting kind of worried because it's been so long since they initially announced it that I know for me and even other people were starting to question, like, is that still happening? But indeed it is. Luckily, coming December 12th will be a 2-disc set. Disc 1 will be the 4K disc, and disc 2 will be included Blu-ray. I assume the Blu-ray will probably be region A locked. But I will say there's a lot here, so let's just dive in. So first off, it's got a brand new 4K scan of the original 35mm camera negative, and it'll be in HDR Dolby Vision. Have a 5.1 surround track as well as a 2.0 stereo track. A new audio commentary by action film historians Mike Leader and Arnie Vanema. And then it looks like, I think these other two, are ported over from, an older release. Audio commentary by director John Woo and writers Mike Werb and Michael Kaleri. And an audio commentary by writers Mike Werb and Michael Kaleri. And that 4K disc will be a triple layer disc. So definitely no problems. Hopefully no problems with like compression or anything like that. Fingers crossed. And then disc 2, which is a Blu-ray, will obviously have the movie on it, as well as the commentary tracks, plus 7 deleted scenes with optional commentary by director John Woo and writers Mike Werb and Michael Kaleri, plus The Light in the Dark, the making of Face Off documentary, which clocks in at 64 minutes, science fiction, human emotion, cast and characters, Woo Hollywood, practical visual effects, future past, John Woo A Life in Pictures featurette, and the theatrical trailer. So a lot of stuff on this Face Off release, which I'm so excited about. Hopefully we can also get more John Woo stuff. I know some of his earlier Hong Kong films are tied up in some very weird rights, especially here in the States. Man, would I love proper releases of Hard Boiled and A Better Tomorrow, and especially my personal favorite, The Killer. I don't know, who knows when we'll see any of those, which is sad to say, but I don't know. Hopefully I'll always keep my fingers crossed. And then finally wrapping things up with the next 4K release coming from MVD. First two were Swamp Thing and Ghoulies. Now number 3 is on hold at the moment, even though they have released the Blu-ray of it, but they're still trying to do a 4K release of Ghoulies 2, just may not be till next year. So the next one, which actually will be number 4, even though it's technically the 3rd release at the moment, is a 4K release of the movie Cutting Class. Now there will be 2 versions of it. There'll be a Blu-ray only version as well as a 4K and Blu-ray edition, like they've done with the previous releases. Set for January 16th, and it does look like it's pretty much porting over everything that was also on the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray from a couple of years ago. In fact, it's actually using that 4K restoration that was actually done for that Blu-ray that Vinegar Syndrome did as the basis for this 4K release, which is great. Because that was such an amazing transfer to begin with. And there was a 4K transfer from the original 35mm camera negative. Will be in its original 1.85 to 1 aspect ratio in HDR. Will have its original mono track as well as a stereo track. And we have a limited slipcover in the first pressing only. They're trying to keep in with that certain style that they're going with these. And then the included Blu-ray with the 4K release, as well as the Blu-ray that'll also be sold on its own. We'll have an interview with star Jill Sholin, an interview with star Donovan Leitch, Kill Comparisons featurette, Find the Killer and Win VHS Video Store retailer promo, the R-rated edited version of Cutting Class in standard definition, as well as the original theatrical trailer. So the Blu-ray release retails for $24.95, while the 4K release, which again also includes the Blu-ray, retails for $39.95. So MVD definitely moving forward with these 4K releases, which I'm really, really happy about, because the first two were definitely fantastic releases. In fact, I wanted to do actually reviews of those. I don't know, maybe I should do a quick one and just include the 2 of them together. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure some of that out. But yeah, that's the next title in the MVD 4K line. Again, set for January 16th. So I think that's more or less everything. Just a couple odds and ends here. There's also a couple sales going on too. I know Kino has a sale going on that I think is good for a couple more days if you want to go over to their website. I know Scream Factory has a sale going on, I think through next Friday the 13th, ironically. But definitely some stuff I just wanted to kind of cover real quick. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'll try and answer them as best I can. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.